this is Scrapping Amy with Well Mommy Scrapping, and welcome to Multi-Photo Monday. I want to thank Becky for inviting me to join in this month and being a guest designer in August. So I put up the sketch and the color inspiration board up at the beginning of this video for you to see what I was looking at. I also have it on my phone, and I referenced that multiple times during the layout process. Now, I am using Jelly Bean Soup Super Celebration for this layout. The color board is very bright, a lot of primary colors. Jelly Bean Soup, this particular collection, has those colors, but they tend to be in slightly more muted tones. Trying to figure out what to do, especially with the die cut pack being very birthday themed. I decided to pick some photos from when my daughter and I went to Orlando a couple weeks ago, and I went to Island of Adventure for Universal Studios, and I saw this One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish ride, which is in the Dr. Seuss land, and I had to get her picture with it to start with, just because that is my youngest sister's favorite Dr. Seuss book, and so I sent her a picture. And then later on we're walking through, and I said, hey, let's just ride this, it'll be fun. And so we ride it. It's a lot like the magic carpets for Aladdin and Disney. And it was just a lot of fun, and so I decided to document it, and I thought it was perfect because I can use some of those birthday embellishments because this was her trip for her 11th birthday. So it worked out well for that. I'm able to incorporate like the birthday cake and presents later on for the die cuts. So you have seen me put the red paper on the top to kind of be that top strip part. And then I pulled some other papers. That yellow one with the fishtail is actually from our Christmas collection, but it works so well with this. I've noticed that with a lot of Jelly Bean Soup colors. Now I decide I'm going to put the two photos. The sketch had one, but I wanted to include all three of those because I had to include the picture of her pointing at the sign where it says from there to here, from here to there, funny things are everywhere. And I decided I'm going to put that up on foam dots. And while the other photo, the large photo, I didn't think there was a mat with it, I went ahead and matted it. And I only did one, which was hard for me. I pulled out my 2-inch, 2.5-inch, and 3-inch circle punches to do these circular elements. I just punched one of each circle, and by cutting them in half, I'm able to kind of scatter them about to make them work. Now this one with the llama and the alligator was hard to do because what I cut off was the balloon. And so all you have is really a red circle, and I kind of went back and forth on where to put it. When I was putting the circle with the llama and alligator on it down, I noticed the llama had this balloon string in its mouth, so I ended up putting that balloon part on the top of the photo. Now I pulled the backing off of all of this, and then I realized I probably shouldn't have done that since I had all the sticky and I still needed to put the circles there. There you go. You can see me add the balloon kind of to the top of the photo. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go with the title. And I'm like, wait a second, there is something in the bottom right corner. So I need to do an embellishment cluster down there. A lot of times I feel like that's the part I forget to do. And I really want to start putting that in more of my layouts, because I'll do these big groupings and then I've got like this naked corner down there. And I really should start doing these small embellishment clusters. Adding in these strips kind of puts a shelf there, which lets you, which is a building block for something for the cluster. So I did that earlier today with a layout I made. Now for my title is simply One Fish, Two Fish. And I am waiting to hear from my sister when I send her this photo of why didn't you finish it with red fish, blue fish. So I made sure to pull out red letters and blue letters. So it's One Fish, Two Fish, and then the first fish is written in red and the second fish is written in blue. So it technically is One Fish, Two Fish, red fish, blue fish. I just didn't spell out all the words. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I really like this white alphabet. I don't use it very much. It's kind of a funky one, but it's perfect for Dr. Seuss. I don't know if you would say it as, if the name of it is Lax, or if you would say the title's like LAX, which like the Los Angeles airport code. Because I look at it now and think of it as LAX instead of Lax. So every time I pick the layout up, I'm showing my friend, I'm actually video chatting with my friend Miranda as I am creating this layout. We often do that, especially if we're both going to be doing voiceovers. So I'm going through the die cuts, pulling that out. Now I have a sticker sheet for this collection. Completely forgot to use it because on the left side you can see the heart paper and then that chevron paper. It's covering it up, and I am very much an out of sight, out of mind kind of scrapper. So I've pulled the large pink tiered birthday cake because I felt like I needed some pink in that. And the only thing I don't like is that I've got dark blue in the title. I've got that dark blue happy birthday banner in the bottom right. And I never pull in anything dark blue for the embellishment clusters at the top and at the bottom center of the photos. It's the only thing looking at the layout now that kind of bugs me. I think the layout still looks great though. So I get the cake down and I've pulled out these little birds, and I decide I'm going to put all the birds in there too. So each cluster will have some birds. How many times can I say birds? It now just sounds funny, especially on a layout that's one fish, two fish. And I'm going to use some of my foam adhesive squares to kind of pop things up, just to give it a little bit of dimension. I've ended up pulling phrases for each of the 3 clusters. I pull birds for each of the 3 clusters and presents for each of the 3 clusters. So they all have those elements. In fact, the other 2 clusters only have those elements. I didn't bother to put a cake. There were enough cakes to do, but I just figured that would kind of be overkill, whereas presents work and the birds work. I've got the animals in that bottom half circle, and the layout's one fish, two fish. So I'm like, I can include birds. It's just animal themed there. So I'm getting the pink present put down. The little green banner says best day ever. Well, I feel like that phrase is overused quite a bit in scrapbooking. This really was an awesome day. It was the actual day of her 11th birthday, and we're just going and having fun. And this was a time when my husband was off doing something else, and so it's just the 2 of us, which we don't really spend that much time, just the 2 of us, wandering through amusement parks. I don't think I've actually ever been to our local amusement park. So now I am adding in the date, which this was this year, and I'm going to add in my jewel drops. I am using limoncello, strawberry coulis, key lime, and sea breeze. So these are the ones that dry translucent or transparent. I don't know which one it would be anymore. So that's just about it. I have close-up shots coming up. I will add some journaling once my Nuvo drops dry. Still shots are coming up, and there are links down below to all of the wonderful ladies participating in this. I hope you guys all have a lovely day. Bye!